She's called it. Check it. And I'm like, I don't know. So hopefully it's going to be fun.
Okay, folks, at 6:30, we're going to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I'd like you all to stand with us and we'll have a pledge of allegiance right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and welcome. Okay, first item up. That's a new squeak. Okay, first item up was we have approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd like to remove 6E.
Okay, hold on a second. So I have a motion to approve the agenda, but it sounds like you're wanting to remove something. Is that correct, Alderman Dieter?
6E.
Can you tell us what that is?
That is
Under boards and commissions?
correct.
Okay. So Roman numeral 6, all the way down to E, capital letter E, boards and commissions.
Correct.
Okay, with that item removed, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda.
Okay,
I would like to move item 10A to behind 11B, so make it 11E.
okay, item 10, help me out.
That is the site plan approval,
Okay,
and move it to under 11.
okay, so it's unfinished business, we want to move it to new business, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion to move item 10, unfinished business, site plan approval of Ridge and Park Hills at South Main Street to under item 11 of new business. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll call Alderman Huffman, a second, and Alderman Laws' motion. Any discussion? I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Sorry, I got this.
Take your time. It's all right.
Dieter,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Huffman? Yes. Horner,
Yes.
Laws,
Yes.
Junior? Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, so we have that amendment made, and we have one item removed. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make that motion.
With
I'll
those
second.
changes? Okay. Laws and Dewey. And just call the roll whenever you're ready.
All right. Dieter,
Here.
Wallace,
Yes.
Huffman? Yes. Horner,
Yes.
Laws,
Yes.
Junior? Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 5. Approval of the April 7th, 2026 election results as certified by the bipartisan election verification team for the city of Troy, Missouri. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Laws, seconded by Alderman Horner.
Assuming there's no discussion, I'll have the clerk call the roll.
All right, Laws,
Yes.
Junior? Yes. Wallace,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Huffman? Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay, I'd like to congratulate all the newly elected members of the board and the mayor. Wish them well in their tenure, either 1 year, 2 years, or 4 years. So, with that, I would like to also recognize the dedicated service of 2 of the outgoing aldermen. So if I could have Alderman Warner and Alderwoman Diller step out front here. I'll ask the city administrator to present them with a token of our esteem for their respective 6 years for Alderwoman Diller and 8 years of service for Alderman Warner.
We're
I
talking on a
apologize, I gave you 2 extra years, sorry. You can stick them on the end of your life. whatever you do.
Let me, before you do it all together, I'll get you.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, I will have the newly elected alderman come out front here. That will be sworn in by the clerk first. Immediately following that, I'll have the elected mayor be sworn in. As soon as your oath is over, you may take your respective seats here at the dais and carry on with the city's business. Thank you all very much for your service and best wishes.
Alright, do each of you solemnly swear that you possess all qualifications prescribed by law for the offices to which you have been elected, that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Missouri, that you will support the provisions of all laws of the State of Missouri affecting cities of the 4th class and the ordinances of the City of Troy, and that you will faithfully demean yourselves in office and faithfully perform the duties of your respective offices to the best of your ability. If so, please respond, I do.
I do.
So help you God. Congratulations, all of you. Have to sign your oath.
All right, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break so our new aldermen can sign their oaths of offices, and then we'll sit down to business. item of business for the new Board of Aldermen is to elect a Board of Aldermen present for a term of 1 year.
I would like to nominate Dennis Peter for that.
I have a nomination for Dennis Peter.
I'd like to nominate Alderman Wallace.
I have a nomination for Alderman Wallace. Hearing nothing else, I'll close the nominations. Can I get a second for Alderman Dieter?
I'll second.
I have a second by Alderman Wallace. Any discussion? Ask the clerk to call roll.
Huffman? Yes. Martin?
No.
Kazada?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
Peter?
Abstain.
Everhart?
Yes.
Motion passes. Congratulations, Alderman Dieter, Board President for the next year. Next item on the agenda, I would like to appoint Alderman Dieter to the Planning and Zoning Commission to replace Alderman Horner. Can I get a motion for that, please?
I'll make that motion.
A motion from Alderman Huffman and a second from Alderman Gephardt. Any discussion? Hearing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Huffman? Yes. Martin?
Yes.
Kazada?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
Peter?
Abstain.
Gephardt?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you for volunteering to serve. Next on the agenda, I would like to appoint Alderwoman Huffman to the Parks and Recreation Board. Can I get a motion to appoint Alderwoman Huffman?
Make that motion.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ask clerk call roll, please.
Wallace?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Gephardt?
Yes.
Huffman? Abstain. Martin?
Yes.
Kazada?
Yes.
Motion passes. I thank you for your willingness to serve. All right. Next is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I remove 6E.
Okay. We want to remove from the consent agenda. So minus 6E, which we had already removed, correct? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda minus 6E?
So moved.
I have a motion from Alderman Martin and a second from Alderman Dieter. Any discussion on that? Ask clerk call roll, please.
Martin?
Yes.
Kazada?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Gephardt?
Yes.
Huffman? Yes.
Okay. That brings up item 6E.
The reason I pulled this off after some discussion today, I found out that the person who filled out a request to be on the P&Z board. Planning and zoning is a very important board, and they struggle to have a quorum. So I thought, well, instead of waiting until next month, because I know they'll probably have a meeting the 1st of May as well. So I know Sybil Berniking had put in a request for that. With that being said, I would like to add her to that list of people to appointment to that board. Because, like I said, it's very important that we get those people on so we can fill those vacancies.
I have no objection.
Is that the one I sent you? Is that
That would be the one that came in after
After the deadline?
We can put it on there.
What's the name? I'm sorry. What's the
Pardon?
name of the?
Sybil Berniking. I think I got that right.
You want to speak?
Actually.
So, Rob, do I have a motion for that? Okay, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to add civil Vernon to the planning and zoning board.
Alderman Dieter for a motion.
I'll second.
Second.
Are we approving all of the appointments or just this one?
Just this one, because I think,
Just that one, because we have another.
yeah, there's another.
We're gonna hold off on the vote until all at once.
Well, it might be easier.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're wanting to.
They removed their motion, so we'll vote all at one time.
We'll just do it all at one time.
Okay. Alderman Huff.
With all due respect, I think we should reconsider action key, as our ordinance calls for anyone on these commissions or boards to go, either live in the city or to have property, business property, and she has to move. So I think someone from the city should be given consideration or see someone else applies.
Can I remove the appointment? Okay, I'll just go ahead and take, I'll remove the appointment for Ashley Key so we can get more information.
That help?
Okay. All right, I will now take a motion to approve the other three board appointments.
That's including civil.
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
Alderman Dieter, can I have your motion?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Martin. Any discussion? As clerk call roll, please.
Peter,
Yes.
Gebhardt,
Yes.
Huffman,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Pizzata,
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes.
I've been told to speak into the microphone. Okay. Before we open the public hearing, I have a little bit of business to attend to. I'd like Lieutenant Chad McAllister to come down front, please. Everybody can hear me? It's on. Hello, hello? Okay, well, I guess I'll just talk up. A proclamation recognizing exemplary service and dedication of responding officers. Whereas on January 10th, 2026, at approximately 5:08 p.m., officers of the Troy Police Department were dispatched to 421 Catholic Ray Street in response to a report of a child screaming from within a residence. And whereas K-9 Officer Matthew Williams and Officer Austin LeGrace arrived on scene and immediately recognized the urgency upon hearing children screaming for help, prompting swift action to gain access and ensure the safety of those inside. And whereas responding officers located 8 children, ages 1 to 9, living in unsafe and unsanitary conditions, and took immediate action to secure their safety and request additional assistance. And whereas additional officers, Officer Chris Davis, Officer John McCoy, Officer E.J. Pike, Sergeant Jacob Green, and Lieutenant Chad McAllister provided critical support in securing the scene and assisting with emergency response efforts. And whereas Detective Greg Turner led the investigation and coordinated with emergency medical personnel and the Missouri Division of Family Services to ensure the children received necessary care and were placed into protective custody. And whereas the coordination of professional actions of all responding personnel resulted in the protection of vulnerable children and demonstrated the highest standards of public service. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Board of Aldermen of the City of Troy do hereby recognize and commend Officer Matthew Williams, Officer Austin LeGrace, Officer Chris Davis, Officer John McCoy, Officer E.J. Pike, Detective Greg Turner, Sergeant Jacob Green, and Lieutenant Chad McAllister for their professionalism, compassion, and dedicated to duty. In witness whereof, item B, rezone, Troy Industrial Park, 90-3100000005.000 from R1 Single Family Residential District to I1 Light Industrial Districts. Again, this has been postponed by the applicant. We will announce the public hearing and continue until May. The last one, zoning use change, permitted uses. Consider proposal to amend section 405.115 C1 Central Business District, subsection A2, permitted uses. If anybody's here to speak on those, I welcome them now. I have, first one, Debbie Foley. Sorry, I should turn that around for you. I don't know if it worked.
It's okay. I'm Debbie Foley, I live at 621 Grand Teton Drive in Park Hills. As you all know, the reason we're here is because Rawls has completely lied to all of our homeowners throughout the entire build. They promise things and then they go another direction, which we were always told they build to specifications, which mean they build whatever is legally okay for them. At this point, we would like not to have an apartment complex in our subdivision. It's threatening not only our community, our city, our residents, but it's also for decreasing our values and our properties. And we have invested time, money, love, work in all of those residents. And all of these homeowners do not want an apartment complex there. So I beg this board to continue to fund these residents. Because Rawls is not a resident. They are an invader, and they have no say, they have no vote. These are the people that have put you here in these positions, and these are the people you need to be supporting and fighting for.
Thank you very much. Next up, I have Peter Wall.
I'd like to continue on the same note she had. There's an awful lot of people, and that's what you have in subdivisions. You have people. And these people have worked, some of them, all their lives for these houses. You know, they did it the right way. It wasn't handed to them. They worked very hard. And to have somebody try and sabotage the thing that we should treasure so much. The significant thing about all of this is that we, as a subdivisions, we've gotten closer to all of this. And we have each other's back. And I hope the board unanimously votes this down. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, I have Joseph Clarkson.
I just wanted to say, when I was on the board, that's when we zoned that, for that to be residential use. And the original intent was for high-end homes. They were supposed to be Taylor homes. That was formerly Taylor, Morley, and Simon. And they gave like a variance for it to be on smaller lots because they were going to be high-end homes. Apartments are not what the city residents want.
Thank you. Anyone else for the three items on the public hearing? Hello. If you'd state your name and number.
My name is Kim Busky, and I don't live in that subdivision that this little baby does. And he lives right across from where those apartments would be. My daughter and her husband selected their very first new build home, spent a lot of money, have spent a lot of money to live there and to raise their young family. And they didn't and wouldn't have chosen that subdivision if they had known there would be an apartment complex literally across the street. So I respectfully ask you to please protect the children and the families who would not have chosen that subdivision and spent their hard-earned money there if they known there would have been an apartment complex built right across the street. Thank you.
Thank you.
homeowners, but as people who believe in a promise. We invested our savings, our time, and our trust in Rouse, a company whose own slogan is the builder you trust. Those words matter to us. They help guide our decision. They set an expectation. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions most of us will ever make. It's not just a financial investment, it's emotional. It's where we build our lives, raise our families, and create stability. We trusted that the people responsible for building and representing these homes would honor that responsibility. Instead, our trust with the builders was met by them with lies, misleading information, and now threats. This isn't just about frustration, it's about trust that has been broken. And when trust is broken at this level, it affects not just individual homeowners, but the integrity of our entire community. A slogan like, the builder you trust, isn't just marketing, it's a promise. When that promise is not kept, it's not just disappointing, it's a failure of responsibility. And it raises another question we cannot ignore. Can we trust our city? Can we trust that the systems meant to protect homeowners, ensure accountability, and uphold standards are truly in our best interests? Because trust is not just placed in builders, it is placed in the institutions that oversee them. My trust in Rouse is gone, but I hope my trust in the city of Troy I can count on.
Thank you. Just state your name for the record.
Yeah, my name is Jeffrey Vitale. I live at 117 Yellowstone Drive in Parkville subdivision. I want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to speak here. I'm totally opposed to this apartment complex being built in front of our subdivision. When my wife and I moved back here 3 years ago, there was nothing mentioned about putting an apartment complex into the subdivision. We spent a lot of money on this house that we bought. We spent almost $400,000 to have Rawl build our house in that subdivision. That's a lot of money. We moved back here from Poplar Bluff. I'm a retired law enforcement officer for 34 years. And this apartment complex, if they decide to build this there, is going to create a traffic problem. If you put a 60-unit apartment complex in there, you're going to have roughly 120 car parking spaces coming in and out of that little area right in front of the subdivision. That's going to just create a traffic problem for our subdivision.
had made it difficult for citizens and descendants to locate historic family burial plots. In response, we began recording as many older interments as possible in order to make this information more accessible to the public. What began as a straightforward effort to catalog gravestones and burial locations soon developed into a much broader historical undertaking. Our research revealed not only the resting place of veterans, but also of those notable community members whose lives contributed to the early settlement and development of Troy and the surrounding area. Among those identified were physicians, attorneys, business owners, authors, civic leaders. In addition, we have documented to date the graves of 10 daughters and 7 sons of Revolutionary War patriots. These findings have underscored the historical significance of this cemetery and the importance of preserving and sharing the information with the community. As part of the America 250 commemoration, we have published the first volume of this work, documenting more than 759 graves. The interments are organized by sections corresponding with the city's original cemetery map, with each section further arranged by row. For each grave, we reported the information described on the marker, along with the additional biographical and historical details uncovered through our research. It is our honor to present to Troy, the city of Troy, a copy of this manuscript. It's called the Historical Troy City Cemetery Record of Interments, Volume 1. Every year, we lose old tombstones to the weather and falling branches. We have 5 broken stones in the last 2 years. We are working to put some of those back together. We would also like to respectfully request the city's assistance in making these graves easier for the public to locate by marking the section numbers on the road pavement adjacent to each cemetery section. We believe this would be a practical and meaningful improvement that would greatly benefit residents, descendants, and visitors alike. But we would like to thank Ryan Howell for his assistance in this project. He has been so helpful in our research. We are presenting him with his own personal copy of the manuscript, and I want you to know how hard he works to make our cemetery beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next up, I have Kathleen Wollman. Sorry if I butchered that.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Hummel. I live at 2080 Central Park Drive. I think I wrote on the wrong thing. But I'm just here to say me and my husband just moved in here a little bit over a year ago. We got married, moved in right away, wanted to start a family and everything, and this is just all put a stop on everything. We don't know if our house value is going to go down. We don't know who's going to be in our backyard. We were also promised that there would be nothing back there. There would be a clubhouse, a pool, and now it's all done. So, I mean, everything I had planned to say has already been said, so I just hope that you guys take this into consideration. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have Walter Wright.
First off, congratulations on all the new people, new positions. My name's Walter Wright. I live at 1001 Beaneman Lane. Some of you older people probably know me from the past years I've been coming in. But Beaneman Lane, 2017, they started a new sewer plant. The only thing on Beaneman Lane is the sewer plant and a new well. 2018, the city quit maintaining the road until pretty much city hasn't did anything. I've met the new head of parks. Yes, I've met Ryan. And I think he said he was hired on a Friday. On Tuesday, he put more rock down on the road than he's been put on there in probably the past 3 years. I met him on a Wednesday, the day after, and he acknowledged to me that wasn't fixing the road, but it was bad. I think last year about this time, we had a road talk and, get bids. The city never did get a bid. I turned in two, that I acquired in a matter of 20 minutes worth of phone calls. I think the city put down 2 loads of rock on the road, and it was about 3 weeks later that you had made it out there and then acknowledged to me that the road was horrible and needed a lot of work, and I was like, the city just fixed it 3 weeks ago. So this has been going on for about 8 years now, and I could take it as a vendetta against me, pretty much. But the road's in bad shape, needs to be fixed. Did you have time to run out there?
I've been by there.
I worked on it. You can actually drive down the road now. There's no potholes on the main road. I ripped it up about 2 weeks ago and redid it. It took me about 2.5 hours. I just did it again for maybe an hour. But my concern is I'd like to get the road fixed. I will try to get something set up with Brian. I'd like to get something set up. I've offered my services more than once. Been threatened to be arrested by old administration if I did anything to the road, if I cut the grass. Well, I'm gonna start cutting the grass again. And I'm gonna get the road fixed because it's where I live and everything like that. The road was fine until the old city had come in and fixed it. And it's been messed up ever since. It's gonna take a little bit of work. Of course, the bids I turned in were extremely out there. It won't take near that. As I said, as you can see the road, 3 hours worth of work with a skid loader, and it's not much. We get the road fixed back the way I had it before the city fixed it, and it takes very little maintenance, and most of that, I'll take care of. It's no charge to the city. I live on the road. I use the road. I go up and down that road 10 times a day. So am I using it like you do the city streets? No. But if there's a pothole in the middle of Main Street, it'd probably be fixed in a day. If there's a pothole on Queenman Lane, it takes 7 years to get fixed. And your number one, in my opinion, piece of infrastructure for the city is at the end of that road. Because if that sewer plant goes down, we're all in deep trouble. There's nowhere for it to go. So, to me, it is an important road. It doesn't necessarily need to be paved. It was outrageous, but it ought to be taken care of. The water doesn't run off the road, it runs down the road. It can't get to the ditches anymore. And that's basically from all the construction traffic from the past 7 years. The new sewer plant, the new, I think it was a grist mill or something, and a new well that's been out there. So there's been a lot of mud put on the road. I've got a ripper for my skid loader, which actually tears things up. I've got to repair it because I've ripped it, because the road's so hard, because it's got so much packed in mud and everything. But once you get it fixed, it takes very little rock to maintain it, because you rip the old rock back up and you just smooth it out, and it stays good. But I really would not like to wait another 7 years to get it done. I'd like to get it taken care of this year. I'd like to do a little dust control, which I'll do myself with Ryan's approval. What I do, because I know it's your road, but I'm the one that eats all the dust back and forth, and it's way down because it's construction center. But if I had to guess, you guys have spent at least $30 million out there in the past 7 years, and you've probably spent less than 1/100% on the road. So that's kind of my thought. Hopefully somebody there will be in touch with you again, if that's okay, and we can meet up. One part that is going to be an issue, and that was, I met you, Mr. Knowles out there, when he first come on, showed him. You made a comment about a bump at the beginning of the road. And, we got the swale, that's another major issue. But the other one is when you pull onto the road. So you can't enter and leave this road. You have to slow down. If Jared was here, he'd say, I just fixed the shoulder, because that's what we use to leave the road because it's smooth. When Rankin was built, the city gave Rankin approval to pave that part of the road. I can't fix that. I don't have, right now, fix this bump, it's gonna need asphalt or something. But you'd have to drive out there to see what I'm talking about, but you cannot pull out in front, you can't just give it gas. You have to go over a bump, more or less. Same way with entering, if you fly in, you're gonna be bouncing around. So that's gonna be one thing I cannot do that probably needs to be addressed, is that part.
We can look at that.
Yeah, and I don't know, I mean, within, me and you, probably 20 minutes, we can probably come up with a plan that's gonna be there. I haven't went down the hill, because it needs more attention than the main road. I've got the main road pretty decent. It needs a little bit more, but I don't wanna go there without talking to Ryan and getting that, so. If you guys, I don't know, approve or whatever, give him an okay, I don't know what all it takes. But, you know, if we can get it in the next couple of months, I'll be doing it in my spare time. I know he's probably found out in the last month, he's got a lot more important things than Uniman Lane to deal with. And all I need is a little bit of help, a little bit of rock. And I think we can get the road in pretty decent shape and then maintain it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Karen Leonard.
Karen Leonard, 236 Rio Grande Court, Park Hills. Congratulations to the newly elected board members. Again, I want to reiterate what Rachel Dudard said. We elected you as our city officials. We want to be protective of you. Couple things. Again, safety. I think safety is a big thing. We're adding additional 60 units, 120 possible people, right there at the beginning of the subdivision, where we already have traffic concerns. It's difficult to get out, turn left on that street, on Main Street, so I think that's a big concern. Also, the people that paid extra property, lot values or lot premiums to back up, I mean, that's an issue. They paid lot premiums, and now they were told that they were not gonna have anything behind them. And now all of a sudden, they're gonna have an apartment complex. What premium is that? I think another thing that needs to be clarified, the lawyer for Rouse basically stated that they had proposed homes in that area and they were denied. That is not true. Not to the value of our current homes. They were tiny homes. So it was not to the value of our current properties. So I just want to make sure that people understand that. Again, maybe Rouse is also misleading their attorney. They've misled us all these years, I guess. The current people that are being building, they're misleading. So I just want to state, I am against the apartment complex.
Next we have Jeff Vitale. You already went, very good, okay.
Next, we have Meredith Childers. Just want to make sure. Next up, we have Anthony Young.
Good evening. I'm Anthony Young. I live at 216 Rio Grande Court in Park Hills. Congratulations on the newly elected board members and mayor. It's awesome. I want to start off with the lawyer that came in and talked about the luxury homes that they were denied. They were not luxury homes. Now, they weren't tiny homes either. They were wanting to put two homes on one lot. Smash them together. It was a safety issue. That's why they was denied. So, just want to make that clear that they weren't luxury homes, they were comparable homes, just on smaller lots. Also, this attorney from Chesterfield has no skin in the game except for making money. Doesn't live here, doesn't have family that lives here, that I know of. He's just in it for the paycheck. just in it for the paycheck. They're building approximately 75 homes in the back of our neighborhood currently. Why do they need to build this? We were told it was going to be a green space from the get-go. People paid lot premiums for these lots, so nobody would be behind them. He talked about laws. What about lying, deceit, misleading? In my book, those are laws broken. We just ask that you guys vote this down. I also spoke to some of the fire department members about the apartments, what their feelings were. And they go, well, we got a new ladder truck. I said, congratulations, that's awesome. Yeah, what did it be used for? Yes. But what is your call to service going to be on those apartments? Not just the fire department, EMS, police. It's going to increase quite a bit. Also, bringing that many people into the city that fast, what's that going to do for our amenities? Are we ready for that? Is the city ready for growth like that? These are the things you guys have to think about. Yeah, it passed zoning, but it didn't pass planning. And you guys are part of the planning of the city and what direction we're going to go. We're hoping you guys side with us on this and vote this down. Thank you very much.
Next, we have Terry Black.
Good evening, members